let's talk science fiction. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Zach with Zacks Books, and today I have got a science fiction TBR, a Sci Fi TBR. So what this is going to pretty much be is it's going to be a TBR that is based off of just sci-fi books that I would like to read. This is in a bit of an order. The last ones are going to be the ones I really want to get to. I really want to get to all 5 of them. I have 5 on the list. But the last 2 or 3, I mean all of them I want to get to. But like the bottom one's like the top dog I want to do. We'll have these linked down below if you're intrigued with any of them. We'll do our best with one of them, maybe 2 of them. But we'll do what we can. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into the books. Alright, first one up is The Martian by Andy Weir. So, I don't know a whole lot about this. This was a movie, I think, with... Why can't I think of his name? I can't think of his name. I don't know why it's blanking on me right now. For some reason, no. It's not.
Matt Damon?
Matt Damon, yes, him. I was thinking Mark Wahlberg, way off. But yeah, no. Matt Damon is in this movie. He's an astronaut stranded on Mars, if I'm not mistaken. And he basically has to try and survive as long as he can until he can figure out a way how to get home. At least that's my understanding of the book. I read Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. My all-time favorite, like, non-Stephen King book of all time. Like, it beats out, like, everything I've read. Like, I read Gone Girl this year, and I think Project Hail Mary is better than Gone Girl. I said it, put my name on it. But I would definitely say that I'm very intrigued to get to this. A lot of people say this is a really good book. There's no correlation between the 2 books. It's just 2 science fiction books by Andy Weir. But I definitely want to get to this. The blurb says, a mission to Mars, a freak accident, one man struggle to survive. I think that my vague description of what this is about is accurate. Haven't seen the movie, so I just know that, again, I was about to say Mark Wahlberg. I'm an idiot. Matt Damon. Again, Matt Damon I know is in the movie, and it was, I think he was up for an Oscar, I think, maybe. I don't know. But no, I definitely want to get to this because it sounds very interesting. So, there you have The Martian by Andy Weir. Alright, next up is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I believe that is how you pronounce the person's name. I think it's a guy. Yeah, that's how you pronounce his name. So this book, again, is something I don't know a whole lot about. It's just based off of a movie adaptation. It's like a virtual world, like a game, and you get sucked into like this game, and like there's a bunch of like cool, like nostalgic things within the game. I'm just basing it off of what I know with the movie adaptation of this. I will read the blurb, though. At once widely original and stuffed with irresistible nostalgia, Ready Player One is a spectacularly genre-busting, ambitious, and charming debut part quest novel, part love story, and part virtual space opera. It's the year 2044. Okay. Yeah, I believe that's just the idea of this book. There is a sequel called Ready Player 2. I remember that came out, I think it was a couple years ago. Last year, 2 years ago, something like that. I remember that was really big. I remember when this movie came out, it was really, when the movie came out for this book, it was really big. I'm very intrigued to get to this because, again, it's a science fiction book. I'm trying to dig deeper into science fiction stuff. I am going to be having kind of like a companion video with this where I have a top 5 science fiction books I can recommend. I think I've maybe read 7 science fiction books. Might be 6. I know like a couple of Stephen King ones are like labeled science fiction, but they don't feel science fiction. But I'm gonna go roll with those. But yeah, I definitely believe that I thought on this book is that it's part of like a virtual reality game, and you're like following this character trying to survive in it. I think there's like corruption within the game or something like that. But definitely a book I want to dig into, and then if I like it, read the sequel. So. We'll see how it goes. There you have Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Alright, the next book is a big one. I don't know if you consider this a giant novel or if you just... It's kind of like a collection. Douglas Adams, The Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So this is... I think there's 6 books in this series. They all have them down here. There's the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which I'm planning to read next. I don't think I'm going to read all of them in a row. I think I'm going to do... I'm going to have them spaced out. Because for the month of August, I started my reread of the Dark Tower series. I just finished the Gunslinger book. And so I'm trying to get more of them in a row. Because the first go around, I spaced them way too far apart. And so some little details were missed. But whatever. So I'm planning to read the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy next. Then the other stories in here is The Restaurant at the End of the Universe, Life, the Universe, and Everything, So Long and Thanks for All the Fish, Mostly Harmless, and then there's a bonus story, Young Zephod Plays It Safe. I believe I'm saying that name correctly. This was a movie from the early 2000s. Again, a lot of my science fiction picks are just based off of films because I just don't know the science fiction book world all that well. I just know the movies pretty well. So I remember watching this when I was younger. The movie was hysterical. I thought it was great. I believe it's all six... I think it's all 5 parts of... I believe it's all 6 stories in the movie. I can't remember because I haven't seen it in like 15 years. It's been a hot minute. But I remember loving it and I thought it was hilarious. I believe that I think my dad might have read this book. I don't know. I'll have to ask him. But he was the one who showed me the movie. He loved it. It's about this guy named Arthur. He gets kidnapped before Earth gets like destroyed to make like a mega highway for space, like aliens and stuff like that. And everything just kind of goes to poop after that. So I'm very intrigued to get to this. If you have read this, let me know your thoughts. Same with Ready Player One, because those are the 2 that I think I have the least knowledge on. If you read either of these books, let me know your thoughts, your star ratings. Try not to spoil it, but let me know in the comment section down below. But yes, I hope to get to this soon, at least the whole collection, because like I said, I'm going to be reading the first book pretty soon. So there you have Douglas Adams, The Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Alright, next up is probably... I mean, it's tied with the other book for like my top one that I really want to get to soon, and that's Wanderers by Chuck Wendig. This book has been compared to The Stand by Stephen King. Anything compared to Stephen King, I need to try and get my hands on and give it a shot because I love most of what King has written. If you guys have not seen my tier ranking video, I will post it up here for you if you want to take a look at it, but I have tier ranked all 59 Stephen King books that I've read so far. Back on this topic, a lot of people say this is very comparable to The Stand. It is a more, I think, modern take on The Stand. Let me read you a little blurb in here. A decadent rock star, a deeply religious radio host, a disgraced scientist, and a teenage girl who may be the world's last hope. From the mind of Chuck Wendig comes a magnum opus, a story about survival. It's not just about you and me, but all of us together. It just sounds like a book that I need to read. I know when it comes to the sci-fi genre, I think some of you guys have been commenting that you gotta see me read The Wanderers. I could be mistaken. Could be just imagining that just because I want to read this book. But I definitely need to dig into this book, especially if it's compared to The Stand. The Stand, I would say, is probably in my top 20 King books of all time. I don't know where it really ranks right now, but it's one of my favorites of his. I also need to reread it. Maybe I'll read them both together. That'd be exciting. Ideas. Okay. But yeah, no, I'm excited to hopefully get to this soon. I'm trying to get to all of these by the end of the year. Don't know if that'll happen, but hopes are high. So there you have Wanderers by Chuck Wendig. All right, the number 1 science fiction book that I am wanting to tackle, read, all that fun stuff. It's technically like a 2-part book, I guess. Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. So this book's about dinosaurs, and I've never read a book about dinosaurs. I don't think so. Does not ring a bell. This is what inspired the movie franchise, because no duh. This edition I got from Barnes & Noble. Not only is it absolutely gorgeous, but it also has got The Lost World in it, which is the sequel to Jurassic Park. And if I read one of them, I'm going to probably want to read the second one if I enjoy the first one enough. Obviously, if you have seen Jurassic Park, you know what this book is more than likely going to be about. Scientist goes crazy, I mean, I look crazy. But finds a mosquito, copies DNA from dinosaurs, brings dinosaurs to an island. It all goes to shit. It's pretty much a valid description of Jurassic Park. I thought Jurassic Park was a great film, and I definitely want to read this book. So that is why it's in the number one spot here. I'm sure there's plenty of other science fiction books that are going to be recommended to me when this goes up, and I might have actually forgotten some. Again, not the biggest science fiction person. Trying to dig into it, though. So, yes, my biggest TBR science fiction book that I would like to get into and read is Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton.